Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. I'm wearing my Ducks Unlimited hat tonight because it's only a month till fall begins, and it's August 15th. So we'll look at some butterflies, and there you see a bumblebee on a thistle. I had to put my glasses on to be sure. Yeah, that's an actual bumblebee. You see how much yellow there is on his abdomen area. And we were talking about recently the carpenter bees, which have totally black area back on that part of their body. They'll have some of the yellow up on the front like a bumblebee, but their abdomen rear parts are all solid, shiny black. Anyway, the thistles are important right now. They just suddenly burst into bloom in World Peace Wetland Prairie. There's Lauren Hawkins and Hank Kaminsky, both artists, and both, well, she majored in sculpture in her little graduate work she did after a Bachelor of Fine Arts at California College of the Arts, or whatever it's called. And Hank, of course, is our Fayetteville famous sculptor, and he's going to be installing a piece of his art that Lauren Hawkins contributed to the process, and it's helping get things together to place it in World Peace Wetland Prairie about where they were standing. And here you see, well, you just saw a moth, you saw a clear-winged moth, and now you're seeing swallowtails. These are both that you've seen so far are tiger swallowtails, but the dark one was a female, and it was, they're not solid black like some of the other black swallowtails. It's a form of the, not all female tiger swallowtails are black. But anyway, it's kind of, when you see the light shining through them, it looks like they're basically yellow, but they've got a little light coating of black over them. So these are males. That one's a ragged one. You saw two males together there, and one of those, that one's probably several days old, maybe weeks old. And here, the younger one looks perfect when you see his swallowtail parts and wings. And here's the clear-winged moth again, and it's on the thistle in World Peace Wetland Prairie in the Peace Circle Garden near the front. And clear-winged moths look like butterflies because of the color combination. But look at those wings, and look at the difference. The tail area looks more like a crawfish with that little spread back there. But they're beautiful, and they seldom stop. I need to make some with a higher speed on the setting on the camera, because I'm just lucky when I get one that's close to still. They don't sit down and rest. They're called hummingbird moths also, because they flit around like a hummingbird, and they move so quickly, and they can actually appear to be nectaring without touching the flower, really. And so they might never stop on one after a taste. So there's another close-up of the male. That's the one that is not ragged. Notice how you could actually see both parts of his tail out there, what we call the tail. And that's how you recognize a swallowtail. Again, that's in the Peace Circle Garden at World Peace Wetland Prairie. I was watering these thistles back before we got a little rain. And when it rained, they really started blooming, but I was doing my best trying to water them at night, because I knew they were the only thing that might be in bloom right now. And it's almost true in many places in the wild. But anyway, that was a cup plant yellow flower that you saw. Those things are up to 12 feet tall at World Peace Wetland Prairie, and that one's bent down. The reason I could make the picture of the skipper moth on it. So till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd. Ask you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green, and get ready for Ducks Unlimited banquets this fall. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. I wanted to announce that the Town Branch neighborhood has set a meeting for the 30th of August at 6 p.m., probably at the church on South Hill Avenue. And everyone in town's invited, of course. Those are a couple of scenes from folks at the Environmental Action Committee and Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association presentation recently at the City Library. This is from Bikes, Not Bombs, and we've got several musical groups here, and my photographs are not very good because it was getting dark when I started making the pictures, and it got really dark before I got done. So these are some of the people attending, and they're supporting a cause of, well, it's the same group doing Ride Forever or whatever, but anyway, the idea is to collect bicycles for veterans coming back from the Far East and fix them up and make them available. So you see a couple hanging on the wall there. There's Dan Dean and Laura and Stephen Koger. Stephen's going off to school someplace and won't be in Fayetteville again for a while. And there he is with other friends. All the ladies wanted to give Stephen a hug before he left, and they did a lot of people made some interesting comments during that. This young man is a veteran, and he did I don't know, multiple tours maybe in Iraq, Pakistan, whatever, and he's now pushing to get more help for the people on the ground there, making friends with the civilians, and working to help the veterans get healthy after returning, because he himself, I noticed, since he's now a year or something out of actual service, lost a little of his muscle tone. He's probably being a vegetarian. And there's Stephen Koger with another pretty lady and some of the other folks. And as I say, the pictures deteriorate here as it gets dark, and it's hard to get close enough with a flash to get some of these things. But that had some bikes that are fixed up and ready to go for the veterans there, and then maybe working on some others. So his testimony about what it's like to be in the Middle East. Did I say Far East earlier? Anyway, it's a pretty rough situation. The veterans suffer great traumas there. And it's up to our VA hospital and counselors and so forth to try to get them back to normal after they get home. And this man was reading a poem. It was talking about some of the bad things about war, and he, I believe, is also a veteran. Of course, that's one of our local musicians, part of Still on the Hill, and we know Donna and Kelly from many, many performances in Fayetteville, and of course they travel the world for different shows, and they were quite good that night. Okay, these are made on the 18th. The previous one there was from the 17th, and this is clear wing moth, which I love to photograph, and got this one pretty close and cropped to get even closer. Clear wing moth is on a thistle, and there is a evening primrose, and you see a couple of insects hanging nearby trying to reproduce, it appears. And there's another interesting tiny insect on the thistle, also cropped up close, and that's a tiny spider. It didn't come out quite. I guess I should have cropped it even closer. But anyway, love those tiny insects, and please keep in mind the meeting at the Town Branch Neighborhood Association in Ward 4 on South Hill Avenue on the 30th of August, and we'll see you then.